Reading something, here's how bad things went for Ted Cruz in New York. He not only placed behind John Kasich in third in the state, but he lost a key district, Westchester County, to this guy, Dr. Ben Carson, who's long been out of the race. It's true. Former presidential candidate, Dr. Ben Carson, with me right now. Doctor, good to have you.
Thank you. Just for the record, I did send a letter a month ago asking them to remove my name.
Well, I'm sure you did. I don't blame you, sir, but it's such as the plight of Ted Cruz that he's placing behind people who are out of the race. But sometimes these ballots are made very, very early. I saw, Warren Harding on mine, so it could change. I understand. But let me ask you about this race now. Do you think, and I know you're backing Donald Trump, that it's important he get those required delegates at 1237 before the convention?
Well, I think that is actually the preferred method, obviously, because it's not clear to me that many people in the party understand the turmoil that will ensue if we go into a contentious situation. And, nobody really has a lot of experience with that. It's been, at least 4 decades since we've had that kind of situation. And it's not something that people have been paying attention to. But this happens at a time that is critical for us because we're right on the edge of determining whether we're going to be the kind of nation that our founders envisioned or a European-style nation.
Are you troubled, though, Doctor, by, and even Paul Ryan apparently called folks who are doing this out on it, that John McCain isn't going to go to the convention. Jeb Bush has already said he has no plans to go to the convention, that it sends a signal folks aren't happy?
Well, they're not happy, but, they need to look at the big picture. They're looking at how they feel. I don't like this person. I don't like this situation, so I'm taking my marbles and I'm going home. Well, all that's going to do is end up electing Hillary or someone like her. They have to be able to understand that. Why do Republicans always find a way to self-destruct no matter how good their situation is? It makes no sense.
Nevertheless, you have said when it comes to tone and how you act in public, that is important. And obviously, there are signs the Trump campaign is responding to that. He's made a number of key hires, including those who will be looking at that convention strategy and getting some stray delegates. But I think it's even in tone, Doctor, with the hiring of Paul Manafort and the way that Donald Trump handled is very brief to the point, not entirely scripted, but reading from cards, his victory statement last night, that cooler, calmer heads are taking control of things in the Trump campaign. Obviously, that's a delicate balance. But what do you think of that?
Well, it's not even about Trump or his campaign. It's about the people. It's about the will of the people. And what the leaders of the party must begin to understand is that a lot of this enormous activity that we've seen this year, unprecedented activity, is because the people have decided they want a say in what is going on in our country. And if they neglect that, they're going to create a disaster for themselves, but more importantly, for those coming after us and for our country. That's why I'm appealing to people to try to look beyond themselves.
All right.
I know it's difficult. It's difficult, but it can be done.
Let me ask, while I still have you, sir. You might have heard that the Treasury has announced that Andrew Jackson is getting kicked off the $20 bill. Harriet Tubman, the African-American abolitionist, is going on. I don't know where Andrew goes now. But what do you think of that? And what do you think of Harriet Tubman getting on the face of U.S. currency?
Well, I think Andrew Jackson was a tremendous secretary. A tremendous president. Andrew Jackson was the last president who actually balanced the federal budget, where we had no national debt.
And here he gets kicked off the $20 bill.
Right. So in honor of that, we kick him off of the money.
But are you anti-Harriet Tubman?
No.
Okay.
I love Harriet Tubman.
Right.
I love what she did. But we can find another way to honor her. Maybe a $2 bill.
Right.
Or maybe...
Or give him the $2 bill, or whatever. But resolve it that way. All right.
Yeah,
Dr. Carson, thank you very, very much. Good
Always
having you.
good to be with you.